Living in Bologna, we've quickly learned that this city takes wine as serious as it takes food.
These spots all have incredible collections, hundreds of bottles from small producers all across Italy, and every spot has its own character, from historic enotecas to modern natural wine hangouts.
We live here and we spend a lot of time sipping around the city to find our favorite spots for good wine, where you can taste wines from every corner of Italy.
So if you're visiting and want to sip like a local, here are the 5 places we'd tell you to go. And number 5 is the one that we are most excited to share with you, because honestly, we haven't seen anyone else talk about it.
Let's get sipsy, y'all.
Kicking off our wine bar selection with one of our absolute favorites. This is Bottega Bodole. This spot takes wine tasting to a whole new level. It's a self-serve wine bar and bottle shop that focuses on local wines from the Emilia-Romagna region, as well as from Italy's various wine regions. And with 24 options on tap, it's basically a playground for wine lovers. What makes it so fun is how interactive it is. You load up a prepaid card, grab a glass, and start sampling different wines at your own pace. You can go from a crisp Pignoletto from this region to a bold Barolo in the same sitting, all without breaking your bank. Bottega Bodole has really generous and delicious food buffet with local products, so things like meats, cheeses, fresh breads, olive oils, and spreads. And they'll even help you pair your wine samples with what's on the table to eat. They've got this sommelier game where you can test your wine knowledge and see how good your palate and nose really are. Spoiler alert, it's a lot harder than you might think. While self-serve wine shops are fairly normal in the States, it's not something you see often in Italy, which makes Bottega Bodole feel extra special. We love bringing visitors here because it's an easy and approachable way to experience Italian wine without needing to drive out to the vineyards.
All right, so we're back here in the back of the bar, and they kind of have, for lack of better words, kind of a cantina takeover, spotlighting and highlighting one winery here from Italy. This one happens to be today from Toscana, from the Tuscany region. Sam got a Vermentino from here. I just got their baseline Rosso. They did have a Superiore, which was much more expensive in the bottle price and the tasting price, so I went kind of the middle of the road. Still very, very good. I'm very happy with it. Need to go back over to the buffet to pair it with some food though.
If you're in Bologna and you want a wine tasting that's equal parts fun and delicious, Bottega Bodole is a must.
If you love wine, but you hate the pretentious side of it, then Medulla Vini in Bologna is going to be your new happy place. It's actually the first wine bar in Bologna specializing in organic and biodynamic wines, and trust us, they take that very seriously, but never themselves. This tiny spot feels like your coolest friend's living room if your friend just happened to be a natural wine genius. They pour funky, flavorful, and sometimes very surprising wines from all over Italy and beyond.
So here there is no menu, which is part of the charm. Instead, when we sat down, he asked us if we would like a red or white. We said red, and then he said stronger or softer, and we said stronger, and that is how we ended up with our Barbera. This is absolutely delightful. We love Barbera. It's one of our go-to reds when we're out, especially for an aperitivo, and this one is absolutely delicious. So, so good.
This place is laid back, it's very local, and it's the perfect place to sip something weird and wonderful while pretending you're a Bologna local.
We're at Enoteca Storica Faccioli, a cozy wine bar near the famous Two Towers. But this isn't just any wine bar. Faccioli has been part of Bologna's story for over a century. It started back in the 1920s with a guy named Olindo Faccioli who ran a tiny spot near the Two Towers. A decade later, he moved around the corner to Via Altabella, where the bar still stands today. Now fast forward 100 years, new owners have taken the reins, keeping the soul of the place alive while filling the shelves with natural, organic, and biodynamic wines. They have built one of Bologna's most impressive collections, more than 500 labels from Italy and beyond, including 60 champagnes.
All right, so we first found this place back a few months ago when our friend who's a sommelier brought us here, and we had a great bottle of champagne. Since then, we've been back a few times. We both got a Barbera, but from kind of different producers and different ways of aging, and they're both local to the Emilia-Romagna region. so Barbera is typically from the Langhe or the Piemonte region. Wanted to try something a little bit more local. I got one that's actually aged in amphora, so those clay vessels. It is much more light and kind of approachable. As you can see behind me, the bottles are just tantalizingly close and just teasing you, wanting you to get another bottle. Really like the vibe of this place.
I think one of the coolest things is that all the different wine bottles have a label on them, and there are 3 prices that are on each of them. One of them is a takeaway price. The other one is if you want to sit here and enjoy it, and they also offer by the glass. It's the kind of bar that reminds you why Bologna is so special and all of the history that goes along with it.
This is Enoteca Italiana, a wine bar and shop that's been shaping Bologna's wine scene for over 50 years. It all started back in 1972 when opening a little wine shop was thought by most people as a risky idea. Back then, wine bars weren't trendy. They were just for people who really loved wine. And it turns out that was exactly the secret. In 1994, they took the leap and added a wine bar where every bottle could finally be poured by the glass, paired with meats, cheeses, and seasonal dishes that made it impossible to leave after just one round. Step inside and you're surrounded by bottles arranged by region, a tour of Italy without ever leaving Bologna. From Piemonte to Sicilia, they've got something for every palate, plus a few international surprises if you want to mix it up. It's an award magnet too. In 2002, they were named Best Wine Shop in Italy. In 2005, they earned a world podium finish as one of the best wine shops in the world. Then in 2020, they picked up the Lecco d'Oro from the Brunello di Montalcino Consortium, and in 2021, they were crowned with the Tre Cavatappi Award from Gambero Rosso, one of only 2 places in all of the Emilia-Romagna region to get this award. Long story short, if there's a best of list for wine bars, they're going to be on it.
In addition to the wine, they also have tons of local products as well as a pretty big selection of liquors, both local and international. If you think bruschetta is just toasted bread with toppings, Tanino is here to prove you wrong in the most delicious possible way. This newer spot in Bologna has one simple philosophy. Every bruschetta is a story to bite. They make their bruschetta in the old-fashioned way, with artisan sourdough crafted from whole grain or semolina flour. And the result is that perfect crunch that somehow tastes magical. Oh, holy moly. And here's what makes this place extra fun. Every bruschetta on the menu already comes paired with a glass of wine. You don't have to think or debate or even pretend to be a sommelier. Just pick what sounds good and the perfect pour shows up with it. Their wine list features more than 150 labels from small producers. Whether you're into bold reds, crisp whites, or something totally unexpected, Tanino is the perfect mix of casual and curated, where great bread meets great wine, and everything is designed to make wine pairings easy and fun.
I got the tempesta, which is a induja, so a spicy sausage. There's also eggplant in here, sprinkled with some cheese, and to pair with it, went with their recommendation of a Bordeaux. This is a great combination. I'm really excited to see what Sam got and to have a little nibble as well.
I cannot wait to try this. This is ham, pecorino cheese, fresh basil, potentially something else. This thing is also huge. I was not expecting this to take up this massive plate. There's no way to say anything about size without sounding inappropriate. Much bigger than I expected this thing to be. And we saw him make it fresh to the window. I'm gonna take a bite and then I'll tell you what it's paired with, if I can figure out how to do that. Toast. Wow. Artichoke, that's what it was. This is really good. And I also went with their menu recommendation, which was a Nebbiolo. I think becoming one of my favorite types of Italian varietals, especially having come back from the Piemonte region. I've fallen in love with this grape. This is fantastic. So just from like a pricing standpoint, they had them different tiers, and then the wines were all paired by the glass as well, and they ranged anywhere from 6 to 8 depending on the wine. This is really a fun concept. I don't know of anywhere else in Bologna specifically that is doing this fun, like specific food wine pairing. I'm really happy we came here. And if you don't want a bruschetta, their wine list is unheard of as well. So you have plenty of options, so don't worry.
These are the wine bars that make living here feel a little more special, and we hope they make your next trip to Bologna just as unforgettable.
In our next video, we're going to attempt to drink a wine from all 20 regions of Italy at a wine festival. Thanks for watching.
Cheers, y'all.
Oh, look at us, we're so in sync. Bye, bye, bye.
Skip, sit, sit.
Let's get shitty, y'all. Here's my